Hello everyone. It looks like my video camera is not actually working despite being on and glowing. Sounds about right. Rifkin. Hello.
Hello. That's my name. That's me. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Ah.
Hey.
Ah. Why doesn't it work? It says it's supposed to work, it doesn't work. Why does it do this? It's the one bad thing I've seen about Ops. Is that, I have to re-add my camera every single time.
Maybe this is a you thing, because I noticed too, like with XSplit, whenever I have to Skype with anybody, it's fine, but for some reason, yours always gets reset. And I know that's an illogical statement to make, but I'm just saying, I also believe in ghosts, so.
Yeah, you might be right about this. You know, like, I think that's the only... There we go. It's working now. After adding it.
By the way, big thank you to Mind Gangster, just up brand new 25 minutes ago while we're in, I guess, the pre-stream era of the stream today, so thank you very much for that. We are live, though, and I want to make this very clear because it is not a vodcast any longer. It is a live show. However, I guess the irony is if you are watching this anytime after June 5th at 10 a.m. Pacific, then it is a vodcast. Awkward.
Good point.
But for those tuning in at the designated time, at the designated date in which I've shared, yeah, look forward to a really good live show today. We've got 4 players competing today. There's going to be 2 semifinals, a third place, and a grand finals match. I'm not sure the total order in which everything will be played, but looks like we're starting the day with jjakji versus Leenock.
Yes.
Then afterwards will be Zest versus a laser. And the funny thing is, if Gumiho had made it through, right, I actually think a laser wouldn't stand a chance. But the way it currently stands, I would not actually write a laser out of this tournament, despite the fact that there's 3 Koreans competing against them right now.
It does seem to be the foreign hope right now. He looked pretty strong yesterday, but so did Zest. So, had this been a matchup I saw 3 days ago, I'd be like, actually, I think a laser takes this. And while he looked strong yesterday, so did Zest. So, I'm glad to see that it's actually like going to be a good match, and then of course the winner faces whoever wins here, which I really don't know who's going to win in this one. jjakji versus Leenock is, I want to say, really evenly matched. jjakji was having a bit of a like throwback to the good old days, like for like a couple of weeks, and then he's back to just kind of being like another Korean Terran. There's so many good ones. We are ready to go, and so are the players, so I think it's going to start soon. There we go. There's the countdown. Everything should be as it was yesterday. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. Well, everything was okay. Great. So,
Great.
Ascension to Ire, TVZ. And I actually didn't even see if you could see... Oh, you can see my mom back there.
Oh, is your mom... I know you mentioned you picked her up. Did you bring her to the cast today?
Well, I didn't bring her to the cast. She's, like, sleeping over tonight. You know.
Ah.
Because, we're going to Busan.
She's being a party crasher. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. So...
Oh, Busan's quite the train ride. Ugh.
Yeah, like 4 hours. I mean, we're going to Busan tomorrow, so... Anyways, that's for later, but that is why I'll be missing the next 2 casts after this, and then back for the third one, I guess, is how I'll put it. Easier way to just do like the hours and whatnot. So, sorry guys, you'll have to miss me for a couple days, but I'll get over it. We're into the new the starting best of 5. Actually, we have this, and then a laser versus Zest after the third place match after that, and then the finals are the best of 7. So, in the bottom right, as the red Terran, he is jjakji.
With his opponent in the top left as the standard blue, the Zerg player Leenock. Now, are these best of 5s or are these still best of 3s?
These are best of 5s.
Excellent.
Yes.
No semifinal should ever be less than a best of 5. I can understand if finals are reduced due to time constraints and such, but no semifinal should be less than a best of 5, in my opinion, when there's a 2-day event involved.
I do like this too. I think we got some really good matchups. Kind of already went over, of course. That I don't know who to call this for. I mean, ZvT, I think these guys have both, you know, the ZvT and TVZ. Leenock does appear, I want to say, more frequently just because he streams, whereas jjakji, well, I guess jjakji also streams. I mean, I watch both of them on Twitter, but I feel like Leenock streams more. But,
Yeah.
But as far as like actual tournament representation, they're obviously not quite as frequent as we've been seeing, like Innovation and Gumiho, for instance. And Gumiho already out of the tournament, so we know a lot about him. And he's still lost. And then Zest also had like a peak period of participation and then died off really hardcore.
By the way, just to catch it, make sure we don't fall behind today. Thank you to Avelandra for the 6-month resub. Has it been 6 months already? My, how time flies. I wonder where that expression came from, actually, the whole time flies thing.
That actually might be one of the easier ones to look up. Just imagine it's like, flying is fast, and so is time. GG. That's it.
But time can also be really slow.
Yeah, but then that's why you say time crawls. You say that? Maybe you could say that. That could become a thing. I made it a thing, it's fine.
I feel like we could dissect this further, but I don't care to be honest.
I know, like, I'm not, like, it's not just me being awake at 2 a.m. Okay, good.
Just a note, because I guess you having watched Gumiho most recent, you know, jjakji's not going to be doing anything too crazy, I don't think, especially not versus Leenock. So we got the appropriate, I guess, opener, no triple racks Reaper, nothing weird, start board appropriately timed, good second base, all these kinds of thumbs up. But while it is Hellion into Banshee, I just can't believe the jjakji, like, in my soul, as much as I would love for him to be, I don't think this will be mech nonetheless.
Yeah, jjakji not such a mech player. In fact, last time we saw him yesterday in one of the first matches, he went for this opener and stuck on it for like a fairly long time too, like a lot of Hellions and more than a couple of Banshees, and still went into Stim and a lot of Barracks and Jane Base after that. He still ended up winning the game too, which I thought was odd. He committed so much to this early game aggression and didn't do a whole lot, but looks like this game not committing nearly as much, just the Hellions as we normally see for, and then a Viking.
That was a really perfect grenade, actually. That sent all of them back in the range of that splash. That was sick.
Yeah. That was a good catch. Leenock was trying, of course, to really either get like a lot of SCVs or just
I love
stop
this.
the
Ignore the
counterattack.
queens. I think if he had been a little bit quicker, because there was some hesitance, and just gone straight to that middle line, he could have gotten that position that would have let him stay there for a very long time. But pulling back from this, not a bad move either.
Well, Vikings are going to take away the Overlords. Not quite in time to get the one that's about to see his main base, but maybe in enough time to stop him from seeing Stim start. This could be a fake cloak, because he realizes the Overlord's going to see it, which it does. Or could be real. I also started Stim, so like I was going to say, I mean, we guessed that it wouldn't be shown mech anyways, and I'm sure Leenock would have guessed the same thing, and you know, jjakji showing it is really not that big of a deal. But he did actually fake him out with the cloak, so that's kind of cool. Instead, it's going to be 2 Ravens. A lot of harassment opportunity there. Precision Eye not like the best. You don't have like an easy peasy spot that just stay behind and stick there forever. But Ravens is hardly ever like useless. You can definitely find things to do. That's the Viking. Raven is going to just drop the auto turret in the main base. Probably get 2 or 3 drone kills. Not even. Damage that Spore Crawler though. Hellions are pushed back by Queens at third base. The Raven, I was gonna say, I didn't think you could stay back there. Such an eye really like, obnoxiously bad.
Yeah, this is one of the few maps where it's just barely, you can't sit. Most of the other maps in the map pool, you actually can chill in the corners, at least on the obvious spots, but this is the one that's like, it always looks like you can, but you never can. We see so many medevacs and Ravens and things die in the corner of this map.
Yeah. That's why it's very odd. I mean, the Raven, it can go into the main base and back off pretty quickly and still survive, even with all the creeps Leenock has in the main base, but to dedicate like that seems like just like a miscalculation, like you didn't realize. there wasn't space behind there, so that kind of sucks. This one can stay here for a long time until those mutas are out, and that's fine, but maybe just keep one alive to not have to scan later on. It can also be really useful. It does see the 4th base taken pretty quickly. Just lining up the macro game here. Baneling S, Spire. jjakji getting his 3rd CC down a location. Even a bunker, knowing that Leenock, you know, might be sending counterattacks his way and run buys. Unfortunately, jjakji going to be behind in those upgrades by like 30 seconds plus, as Leenock starts his pretty quickly. But we'll see what you can do. Double drop. First double drop on the way. Going straight to that 4th base that is currently still being watched by this Raven. Oh, that was annoying. Right before the bunker was finished. Oh, it's actually super annoying. These lanes don't get too many SCVs, but even just having to like pay attention to this might have taken way too much away from the front lines. Luckily, Leenock not waiting like with a handful of Lings and Banelings on top of the Medivacs, just waiting very defensively with them.
Those Banelings. It's not a lot of them, but if they connect to those Marines, because someone's not paying attention, this could go badly. I love that diversion off to the side. The pickup out of jjakji's just as good, however. And he does get out of there alive. Oh, well, spoke too soon.
Yeah, I mean, still mostly alive. Yeah.
He's like limping away now.
Exactly. Yeah, that was pretty well timed by Leenock. I mean, that could have been even like a little bit like if he had Lings and Banelings underneath the Medivac spot, like drop spot. I think that jjakji wasn't going to be paying attention, but still manages to defend his 4th base like easy peasy. As creep spread really starting to get strong here, like actually scary strong to the middle of the map and even around that 4th base now.
Well, cleaning up some of the creep is not a bad move to do whatsoever. It's a decent consolation prize. Widow Mines aren't all down, though. This might be a problem. Banelings are not going to get taken out. They actually take out the Widow Mines. Last one reaches for a pretty good hit.
Yeah, that was a pretty good hit, but unfortunately, like too far into creep. There wasn't anything that really soak up those Banelings except the Widow Mines, and they didn't get a lot of shots off, and there weren't any Marauders. The Marines were cleaned up pretty easily. Leenock with not too much of a counter like attack force though. Just the mutas and Lings can't do very much. This Viking is actually still going to town. Gonna get a 3rd Overlord. That's at least something.
More power to it.
Sure. But while that creep spread looked good as a cleanup, it didn't get any of the queens, I don't think. So she just comes back forward and plants it back down. And once you lose momentum on Ascension to Ire and Odyssey, it can be very hard to gain back. Oh, poor Viking.
Allergies are not serving me well today. Sorry, I hope that one didn't. I'm not sure if I muted that or not. I'm doing micro today, guys. It's like Terran players doing medevac micro.
I'm glad I don't have allergies. Seems like a house.
Well, unfortunately, jjakji is going to be cut off. He's so close to evening up the upgrades, which won't really matter so much here for the Lings. I think that fight's going to go semi with or without. It's more about fighting the mutas.
Didn't realize his combat shields was so late. That was a mistake.
Neither did I. I just looked at the 2-2, or at least that's what I was talking about now. But yeah, combat shields being delayed like this is massive, actually, because that's the Banelings basically getting to almost one-shot / definitely one-shot a lot of those Marines.
Yeah.
Consider the fact that Marines unstimmed can take a hit, but the second you stim a Marine, I think what Banelings are like, what, is it 40 versus light? Where's one of these little suckers? Well, let's try to click on one, and they all got blown up. Rip.
I think so. Yeah, the Banelings do crash into that wall. I mean, it's a pretty strong wall, and there are Lings trying to reinforce now. They're a little late to the party.
Oh, the wall's down.
That sucks. Yeah, that's going to do a lot of damage. His medevac job was also pushed off. There's a lot of creeps for defending this 4th base still, so that's some time that Leenock can wait and defend. He's got Infestors on the way, as well as Hive and Burrow. Lings are going to get cleaned up without getting on top of the SCVs, just, tearing down the wall while I can. But that is a lot of Banelings defensively. I'm not sure jjakji is going to be able to push too strong. He does have quite a few Widow Mines. Marauders take the brunt of the initial Banelings, but there's still more.
Mission accomplished through that. A lot of the Banelings did get taken out of that first wave. He waits for the new ones to finish morphing in and then pushes in pretty relentlessly.
I don't know about like that. jjakji let his Marines go a little too far forward. He actually couldn't bring them back behind the Marauders and split them off of creep fast enough. I think he was going to get pushed back anyways, but now like now there's like a large army now following him, chasing down the medevacs with the mutas. Not quite getting the ones that have the units quite yet, but still important stuff. Wouldn't mind offensively, bio defensively. I mean, jjakji still has a force here, but he's just, I mean, he's constantly lost momentum, and Leenock's felt comfortable enough to get to not just Hive, but enough of a bank to start 3 General Clans and an Ultralisk Cavern.
This sensor tower I think is a little bit funny, but totally warranted with the way the course of this game's gone.
This might not be the best attack. There's a lot of Woodamines defensively.
Thanks at the sensor tower though, lol.
Well,
now how is he gonna stop the blink all in?
Yeah, exactly. That's a throwback. Planetary is put down in replacement of that sensor tower, I guess. Or not, well, what will be a planetary is his 4th base, rather. On his 4th base. Unfortunately, Burrow did finish, so that's going to be annoying as time goes on. Burrow Banelinks would also definitely be a thing. It looks like jjakji realizes that is the case and is now kind of scanning.
Oh. Dropping the bottom left while this goes on. I'm surprised he finds any sort of bandwidth to be able to do this.
Okay, those, yeah, we're going to be pretty good fungals. Didn't realize we were being infested Burrow, infested Terran's Burrow. Infestors, that's what they're called. Burrowed. And that was a pretty good fight. The drop, as you mentioned, didn't really do too much. I guess it's still a lot. Nope, just kidding.
Oh, Zombie Grove Caster cursed it about as hard as you can.
Whoopsie. Yeah, that was pretty good, which is really unfortunate. jjakji was actually getting to an army that could once again commit to like an attack, but after that devastating fungal combination, well, that wasn't going to be the case.
Yeah, that right there at the end too, especially like that started to snowball. Losing the medevac was just the straw that broke the camel's back, I think.
Yeah. That could be a tough map, you know. Once he didn't really do a whole lot with his early pressure. He didn't really do a whole lot with the Hellions or the Ravens. And then on top of that, shut up, Valera. On top of that, the Marine push that didn't have combat shields. Like that, for the first 16 Marines, I don't think it's like truly devastating not to have combat shields. In fact, for some pushes, you don't have combat shields. But still, that's a couple of Banelings not used, and maybe it did delay him further from actually rallying, you know. Instead he had to wait for a bigger army and combat shields, which you don't want that delay in you. So that's Leenock taking the first map. I think it is a veto process, so the second map should already be pre-chosen. And everyone's in game, so we'll Reef. Okay.
So I'm really excited. Tomorrow night, get to sit down with the folks who are organizing the tournament related stuff at DreamHack. Like, cool. Atlanta, we already knew was happening, but it's like more real now, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Cool. Let's go back to America.
Yeah. Things have changed, dude. You come back. I want this to almost be like an alternate like reality when you get back, where it's like Trump's been impeached, but despite popular opinion, Spicer, or whatever the fuck the guy's name is, it's like it makes it even worse. And you come back and there's like gates and there's like the equivalent of like the Nazi internment camps, and it's just like it's gone to hell. It's been 2 weeks. Your country's screwed. You and your mom are better off in Korea.
I mean, I do have CNN here, and I feel like I haven't heard of that happening, but, you know.
Yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a month and a half to go. That's right. I think you'd be better off trolling me about Canada and going to Toronto.
Well, let's not forget, too. Someone can always mess with the timeline, dude. You ever see The Flash? Barry does it all the time.
I haven't, actually, and all I ever hear from, like, you, basically, is just like, this new episode of Flash sucked.
Because Speed Force.
Okay, whatever that means. It's game number 2 in the top left, up 1. It is the Blue Zerg Leenock.
Really good game from him, too. Nothing cheesy, pretty clean, and good macro. Bottom right, though, Combat Shields was late, questionable decisions. We'll see if maybe there's just a shaky game 1 for him. It's the Red Terran jjakji.
Warming up. jjakji did mention that it was 2 o'clock in the morning and he was tired, which I'm sure Leenock was in agreement.
Poor jjakji, that will not play well into going to the potential finals, but it does increase Elise's chances ever more so. If he can defeat Zest, it's going up against 2 tired Koreans.
Hey, there you go. I think Elise can do quite well. They are almost in the money too, so top 3 is paid out in this tournament. That's why there's a 3rd place match. That is a best of 3. I think it's like 50, 100, 250 or something. I think it's like the prize pool, something like that. It's on Locopedia, of course, that you can see if you type !! brackets, because there are no other brackets. Brackets. Oh, an SCV scout. Well, Leenock can be aggressive. I don't think he did this last game. Scouts the hatchery timing and just leaves. I think, okay, that's good enough.
For jjakji, just going back for a second here, ignoring the fatigue that may or not be setting in for these guys, because it is, as you mentioned, quite late in Korea. A lot of them are used to playing at pretty late hours, but when we talk about that, that's like 5 hours ago, 4 hours ago, not starting at this specific time. Like, for those who don't know, this is strictly like a no-no zone, a no-fly zone for the Koreans most of the time. I'm actually a little shocked that they agreed to play this. I assumed from the times you had given me ahead of time that these were going to be like games from replays or something.
Yeah, I feel like the first day maybe was really appealing because they were like, yeah, it's just best of 3. Because, like, you know, some of them just like literally just like played an hour and then went back to bed, like no big deal. But for today, it's actually going to be a whole process for at least one of them. If not all of them, actually, because they have to play 3rd place match as well. We'll see who that is after the 2nd semifinal. But a Reaper catches the drone before it made a 3rd base, which is always annoying for the Zerg player and nice for the Terran. There's not much else you can do with the Reaper. You're hardly ever going to get a drone against good Zerg players.
Camp.
Yeah, just camp it. I mean, you're getting the cost of a drone, maybe, if you cancel this extractor like 10 times. Nailed it. That'd be pretty good. Lings are slow, but they do get in before the Hellions, the 2nd pair of Hellions rather, come out. They get on top of the starport transition as well, and speed does kick in. Hellions gonna just try and roast up to drones, and if they get more than 5, this might not be an even trade for Leenock anymore. I was gonna say, they really shouldn't get more than 5. Like, if Leenock doesn't split his drones at all, that's definitely his fault. Okay, only 2. Oh no! Cost him a drone. I'm gonna finish.
Actually, more than that, too, because there's like 3 cancels going into that.
Rookie move. I swear to God.
That awkward moment was just better letting it die.
Yeah. And you get a TargetTV for the 7-month resub. Well, Leenock, maybe 3rd base, not so bad being delayed like this. I mean, I don't think it was the plan here, but just used the opportunity to go for a lair and a Roach Warren. I mean, it might have been. I guess it wasn't so much delayed because he did take the one over here. I think this is a very awkward spot, though, for Zerg players. Terran players almost always take this base. Protoss players even do, too. And Zerg players will eventually take the base, of course, but I think for the 3rd, it does, of course, push you towards your opponent, which is sometimes, most of the time, unideal, depending on how you're playing. Leenock with a Roach Warren might be going for something a little more aggressive. I mean, if it's a European that plays with Roaches, I'm thinking, like, purely defensive for the most part. Like, actually, the whole get up to ultras, get up to, you know, hive, like, what have you. But for Koreans, when I see a Roach Warren, I feel like they're going to be, like, overpowering or trying to overpower their opponents. And instantly, the Roach Warren finishes and makes 6 Roaches. Not just because of the Hellions, of course, but we'll see. Alrighty, then. This can be kind of strong against, especially someone who goes for like a 3rd CC and then a production, right? But even then, if someone who opens up a starport's factory, when they're transitioning, they don't have a lot of production. Even if they're not transitioning, then of course they're making Hellions, which aren't so great against the Roaches. The Banshees are, actually, but that's where the Queens come in and take them out, ideally, really quickly too.
Yeah. Oh man, I really want that Nidus room to pop off. I want it to work. I want it to be like, lol, F you, I'm Leenock, come at me, bro. But while all the attention is directed elsewhere, no SCVs have been pre-pulled. No armies in position for this. I think this is gonna get off.
Yeah. I never actually. He did notice, I guess, at the last second on the mini map. I just looked at his vision for fun, so he started rallying. But
he does have detection too with the Overseer. I love this. This is really good.
Best efforts to target down the Queen with the transfuse, I guess, didn't actually end up mattering. Another one popped out anyways, shortly. Well, not good.
Sound like the hedgehog. I want to just put playing like the ring noises every time it takes damage.
These banshees are getting a surprising amount of damage done. I mean, okay, finally they're getting sniped here. The queens are going down.
Yeah, but through this mission, it's still somewhat accomplished, right? The SCVs were pulled, creeps been spread, SCVs died. So even if this gets cleaned up, which I don't think it will, it's already killed half the workers.
Yeah, he's barely holding at the front too by pulling the SCVs for the wall. He's lost all of his army.
He lost one of the cyclones. That was actually really critical to him holding on here.
Yeah, another one does go down. Liberator is not going to help out. There's still queens. There's still more being made, more roaches on the way. I think Leenock sees a kill opportunity, and I think he's right. There's only like one unit in that bunker. Everything else is popping out and dying.
I think the creep spread here is more devastating. GG.
Well then.
They say even if he managed to get that back together, like he'd have to spend a skin on the tumors, he wouldn't be able to land any of his buildings. Like there's no room because of the creep. Just all kinds of bad.
Yeah. That's a 2-0 lead for Leenock pretty quickly, pretty convincingly. Maybe jjakji has to just rally himself up, splash his face with cold water. I don't know, but we are going to be taking a 2-minute break while they get the lobby set up, so see you soon. Welcome back. Should be getting the game started. We're all in the lobby. Just was a 2-minute break by the admin as well. But yeah, Leenock looking very dominant. I honestly thought these guys would be evenly matched. I mean, for me, I said I saw more of Leenock, and I feel like he is participating in more things. So maybe that would translate directly into like being like just better form. But I didn't really hold too much to that idea because I don't know what jjakji does, right? Like he's doing his own thing and just he's laddering, right? Like don't bother the guy. But it seems like Leenock really got jjakji's number.
I'm walking here.
Yes. It's a suitcase. I'm gonna have to move this R2D2 suitcase just so people stop asking me what the R2D2 is. There's no place to put it though. The guy actually suggested putting it like with the air conditioning that's up there, but it's like really warm.
No, you stop! You're missing the greatest opportunity of all time, and I'm so disappointed in you for it. Next time someone asks you about your suitcase, just be like, "This is not the droid you're looking for," and like wave your hand across the screen.
No, I could maybe do that once, and then it would just be too. Two would be too much, okay? And it's gonna be there for the next 2 months. Oh god. All right, there's the countdown.
I think you're missing out. Whatever. I'm also like, if we had like these like sliders, my goofball sliders like on max, well yours is like maybe 2.
That's actually a quality in The Sims. Is like literally choosing a goofball quality.
Nice.
I don't know what that made me think of, but I haven't played The Sims in years. Not since I made the you and me in the team house.
Yo, do you want to do play intros like The Sims?
Oh, you mean Simglish?
That's about a bitch's boo.
Oh my god, I'm totally ready to do this. I had so many years of practice playing too much Sims. Bachelor Boo. I go be in this nerd. Badaboo!
Oh, wait, I didn't have my camera on your shit. Which play did you do?
I'm on them now.
Okay, then. Baramalaju, Dara sa. Good! Balance! Buddha!
What the fuck did it matter, anyways?
You know what? It mattered in spirit. Because the few Sims that were tuning in and watching via their in-game TVs, they knew what we were talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for the few Sims that exist in the crowd. That was for you.
Oh my god. What if all the Viewbots are not Viewbots, but Sims? And they're watching from in the game.
They're like neglecting their children. Not going to work, they're just watching. Oh my god, makes a lot of sense. Did you know so they have like a radio in The Sims? This is like a really old fact, and everyone probably knows it by now, but if you don't, in The Sims 4, they had like the, I forget the song right now actually, and I can't quite remember how it goes, but there's a pretty famous song around the time, and they actually got the band to do a Singlish cover. So it's literally the band like singing their famous song in gibberish. Still catchy. It's like an Imagine Dragons song or something like that.
So you said radio, I imagine it immediately went to like Radio Free Zerg, right?
Radio Free Zerg?
Yeah, cheat code for Brood War, you get the different soundtrack.
Oh, I never used cheat codes in Brood War. I couldn't, I was on N64.
Ugh.
Are you supposed to type in that?
I'm having so many issues with this cast today.
Okay, well. Jack is about to have an issue. He did not SCV scout this time, so just never lucky, I guess. So his SCV is going to be killed. The command center will take a bit of pepper too, and that Reaper has to go immediately home because he does not have any production whatsoever. This actually is scarily close to being canceled. He didn't go for the SCV immediately, by the way. It was kind of funny. I don't... Yeah, that's bad. This was not a an immediate speedling follow-up, so that's bad.
Yeah, that really should not have done what it just did, and that's gonna set him back quite a bit. Like for Leenock, who's already up, like to be perfectly clear, jjakji's on his last life. You can't afford any mistakes, and that was a pretty big one.
Yeah, he only lost 2 lings for it too, which is also kind of mind-boggling and bad. 4 of them still live, and I guess Josh's gonna look for them now, but Leenock's doing a good job hiding them, so when they get speed, they dart back in, again when the Hellions are just, running out of the base, and that's easily 1 or 2 SCV kills, actually. Just bad news. Overload gets a free scout as well. Of course, there's no Marines, and we'll see, that doesn't seem right. Well, I guess he could start off with a medevac drop of Hellions.
Elevator them up, yeah, make it so that you catch your opponent maybe a little off guard. And if you can get some kills back for it, then maybe that starts not being the worst way to lose a CC, but I don't know. I just feel like Leenock is a player who's on top of things. I can't imagine him getting caught off guard, much less being unable to position himself to deal with this, because Hellions are, as broken as they can look at times, they're surprisingly easy to deal with. You spread a little bit, and yeah, you lose mining, but then the Hellions can't splash anything. If they can't splash, they're not doing anything good.
Yeah. Jjakji is also looking to go for a faster Spire opener, so not with upgrades. Like, this layer's already about halfway done. It's going to give him easy access to Overseers, but as well as when he eventually gets those mutas, he's going to be obviously... I mean, he's probably already going to be shutting down the Hellion Banshee, just with Queens and Lings, but then he's really going to shut down and have control over another big map. It's Odyssey. This was surprising. Did not expect the medevac to go right in the main base, but he has a couple of Lings, and that's really all you need to derp out the Hellions. The medevac just has to leave them. They went too far. Oh my god, here she comes back and gets him. Okay, that was kind of cool. That might be able to do some damage later on. Maybe. Fucking... Oh, you yelling.
The what?
Chat was complaining about their ears, and I guess it was you yelling. I didn't think you were that loud.
I was trying to channel my inner Maynard.
What do you call a Maynard sim?
Someone says they're a sim checking in, but I'm going to call false because we all know that a sim, A, wouldn't have perfect English like that to let us know they're checking in, and then B, clearly they're the view bots, right? So they can't type. Hello? Get your shit together, man. You might identify as a sim, but you're definitely not a sim.
Yeah. So that...
Trans-simulism.
That faster layer was not for faster Spire. Still gets the upgrades beforehand, at least. I guess maybe not against typical hooks, but not as fast as I thought it was going to be anyways. I guess maybe just really easy access to the Overseer, and then still, what is still pretty fast Spire. But that is a lot of Hellbats and Banshees coming forward here. Stim is also finishing up behind this, so just aggression into a pretty good macro game. And Leenock was totally unprepared. The Banelings only just finished. 7 drones or 7 Banelings are now on the way. But the Queens have got to survive until they come in and crash those Hellbats. Oh, there they are. One stuck. How is one stuck? Please. Okay, well, the Banshee taken care of, and the Hellbat soon after. These two did not end up getting too many drones.
Yeah, the Queen count doesn't even get diminished all that much. 2 died total. This is really falling apart for jjakji.
Yeah, he had almost an opportunity. Like, the drones were stacked over here when the two Hellbats were, like, walking up towards him. I thought maybe a lot would go down, but he just pulled them as far away as possible, which is a lot of lost mining time, sure, but the cost of a lot of army.
Actually, I would imagine if we look at the graph, yeah, Leenock, despite that pull, that should have put jjakji in the red. Didn't even. That's how far ahead Leenock is with that.
Yeah. And the mutas are on the way already, so the Banshee's going to get cleaned up soon enough, and that pressure that I was talking about is still going to occur. Like, it wasn't Aspire before upgrades, but it was Aspire around the upgrades anyways. It was still pretty quick. And Ling's even coming in here to check the front. There's not a lot of Marines. He dedicated really hard to factory and starport production. Banshee is cleaned up. 2 Vikings, an emergency response that used to be very common in Heart of the Swarm because 2 base Spire was so huge. And they do help, but it's not just going to be mutas. There's also banelings. Oh no.
And the wall gets open right up. Ling's on top of the Marines. No medevac assistance. Leftover bailing straight to that mineral line. SCVs get annihilated, and I didn't think this first series would be a quick 3-0, but looks like it's going to be the case at this rate.
Yeah. Even if that doesn't kill him there, it looks like he won't. He just waited a long time to join the party. He does still get leads off of this. 10 SCVs. Most of the army, once again, trades out, but Leenock has 62 drones and 4 bases, so obviously he's going to be remaking that a lot faster. He's got upgrades on the way. Might have accidentally missed his +2 Carapace, as he doesn't quite have enough gas. Either way, still has +2 melee on the way, and Burrow, too, to be really annoying. I would say, actually, this 3rd base is going to be difficult for jjakji to take hold of. But if he can get it down now with a bunker and a turret, then it should be solid. It's that Leenock only just recently added on his muta count.
Well, jjakji's doing what he can to stay in there, but what he can do is not much, unfortunately. The army supply doubling, there's no wall, there's no defensive measures, there's no countermeasures even, right? Like, you could argue, okay, jjakji's taking this damage, but at least he's dropping on the other side of the map. Not the case.
Ling's even getting top of a couple of Marines, do end up taking them out. And 6 SCVs went down. Forces a scan as well, because Burrow was done. Mutas, I don't know what they were chasing or doing, but whatever it was, cleaned up, and now they can go back to harassing, and this 4th base is completely saturated.
Did Rifka just assume our reality? Yes, unfortunately, I'm an ignorant real male who is not a digital sim, and I assumed your reality. I apologize
that's
for
what
nothing.
You say, but your Simglish was pretty good.
You could speak Japanese and not be Japanese. Hello?
But could it be that good? I don't know. I'd be suspicious. The Woodamines do get a shot off, actually. In the last second there, take care of the rest of the Banelings, which does... Oh, well, that last one got a shot, but still... At least it ended up helping somewhat, as the rest were just taken care of with the rolling Banelings. 11 more SCVs go down. CC has to be emergency repaired, is getting quite low, and jjakji is just feeling the burn overall in the supply. I mean, he's holding, but Leenock is just taking advantages everywhere. Creep spread, bases, drones, muta count is growing really, really high. He's going to have 22 with these 6 on the way, and they do have +1 on their way to +2. I don't think jjakji right now has to wait, not just for 2-2, which is finishing. Like, at least he was, like, pretty on top of his upgrades. But I think he also has to wait for, like, a really good army. So, like, Marauders, a lot more Woodamines, maybe even a Thor. And that's still, like, a long way away. If he pushes out with anything before that, I think he actually is just dead anyways. So it's you know, either option's not very good. Oh, it's a lot of mutas. Oh, God.
That is quite the flock of mutas.
Better than flock of seagulls. They don't have weird hair. GG.
GG. I'm happy for Leenock. I'm sad for jjakji, because I gotta be honest, that was not a good series for him. That was not the best we've seen jjakji.
No, it was not. He still has to play the 3rd place match, and he would still be able to win at least a little bit. But that didn't look so convincing. Well, the next match will be played on NA Central. I'm not sure if the players are ready, as that was, you know, really quick. Only like 30 minutes. But we're going to go to a break and then update you guys as soon as we have more info.